Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It's a late night one for me, and I've actually already played this kingdom earlier, and in one occasion I got smoked by AI. I will tell you the story of that maybe later. Let's see whether we can do it better on camera now. But yeah, this one is quite the powerful kingdom, and in this one, well, let's take a look at the cards first and not get ahead of ourselves. We have supplies, yielding a coin and putting a horse on top of your deck. Horses are those labs that leave your deck after you play them. And apart from that, we have Goatherd that can draw if your opponent trashes. Probably not going to happen here because AI usually tends to not go for Goatherd. I mean, there might be one powerful Goatherd turn when AI might buy a mint and trash its coppers, but usually not that good in kingdoms where it's the only trashing with AI being around. Then we have Stockpile, and that one is super powerful payload, +3 money and +1 buy, with the downside that you have to exile it upon playing it, but you can get them back from the exile by acquiring more. Bounty Hunter is a pleasant thinner, especially early on, if you don't have your coppers and estates in exile already. Then let's skip over Quarry, not going to be super relevant here, although it could reduce costs for demand, gaining, I don't know, Displace or Paddock onto your deck with a Quarry in play. But much more powerful is Collection, which yields victory points for any action cards you gain afterwards. And Collection and Supplies is a combo you should always have on your mind, and it's essentially you play a collection or two, and then you play a few supplies, and for each horse you gain onto your deck, you get victory points. It's super powerful, will outscore any province gaining strategy usually. So yeah, look out for that. And here, yeah, we are certainly going to try to go for it as well. There is a lack of village. The only proper village that is around is Paddock once 2 piles have emptied, so in a very, very late game. Until that, it's also not great draw. There are multiple ways of increasing our hand size here. Goatherd, I guess, also supplies and demand, but all of those are not like permanent draw. So we might get our hands on a Paddock or two if supply is empty, but maybe otherwise not. Mint certainly is a good thing to go for if we can get a 5 copper trash early on. That would be magnificent, but also not guaranteed. And yeah, I don't know. Our strategy is going to involve getting our hands on supplies, maybe a stockpile early on, bounty hunters, and then try to get the collection thing going and mint at an opportune time, and probably use demand situationally, probably use a second bounty hunter if we're slow on the trashing or on the thinning in exiling, and then see how we go from there. Way of the Camel, we are probably not going to be using that much because gold's in this kingdom where we have collection and supplies as other strong treasures, also stockpile. You don't really want golds, but well, we might camel one or two of our actions if they're useless otherwise. And whether we go for Paddock, I think, is going to be super situational. Anyways, that was a long introduction. Let's look at the kingdom plot. It confirms what I've been telling. Essentially, the draw is very weak. Only Paddock once it gets online later on, and those tiny spikes of hand size increase that I told you about, and demand and supplies. Thinning is great, Alt-VP is great with collection, and there is no attack, so it's really just a race for piles, I guess. So the supply split is going to matter. Let's try to go 5-5 on that, or even get more than AI, just because it synergizes so well with collection. And I guess that brings us to the opening. So I think on the 4-3 or 3-4, you just open Bounty Hunter, Stockpile, or Supplies. There's merits to both of those. Of course, Supplies is a long-term nice card, and you might get it in play on a turn where you, in the best case, get a really nice mint off on the next turn when you play the horse. But also it could get in the way of your mint. Like if you have a good hand which you would like to mint, or by minting away, I mean like this, when you gain this trash all non-duration treasures you have in play, then you might be forced to, sorry, that's the wrong button. You might be forced to trash the supplies. And for that reason, maybe a stockpile is better, and then you can, I don't know, demand another bounty hunter or a stockpile and accelerate that way. Whereas on the 5-2, I think when I lost the game, AI had a 5-2 with a mint and supplies opening, and that thing is just incredibly fast on getting the collection stuff going, and it just ran away in victory points, and I didn't get into the game just as well as it did, so no way to catch up. Let's hope this doesn't happen here, so let's open Stockpile and Bounty Hunter. AI has the 3-4 as well, and it goes for it goes for supplies over whatever we do. Now we have the chance to now demand something, which we certainly should do, and this could be either a stockpile, a bounty hunter, or supplies. I think we want to get a mint off next turn, so it's probably a stockpile or a bounty hunter. And if we could get rid of our other estate, that would be perfect. So let's think about this a bit more. If our stockpile is the last card, then we can't mint, but I think it's still good if we try to, yeah, okay, get them in this way and just, yeah. I mean, had we known, well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, I just was confused about what I was doing here. We could, of course, exile the mint and get our hands on a collection, but actually, I think it's fine for now to just pick up a supplies. This bounty hunter can bounty hunt the other bounty hunter, or we could even just bounty hunt a copper and keep the bounty hunter around for now, and just buy a collection. And now we even have the copper boost still because, oh no, we already have exiled the copper. And it's a bit late. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now our goal is going to be to build up this stack of collections and supplies, and Mint is going to help with that. Here we hit 4 and can just buy 2 supplies. It's not the greatest in actually building up the hand size, but now finally we have a hand of some very nice supplies, so maybe we just demand more. It's really important to keep ahead on that. AI has minted as well. How many coppers has it trashed? I think it has trashed 3 coppers and a collection, so quite the sacrifice. And we finally get rid of this other bounty hunter. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. So we don't really want to... I think we just want to demand those extra supplies twice. So they're essentially hand size neutral. And that way we almost get to draw our deck. So now the next thing might be a Paddock, although again, we don't really want to draw into it and reduce our hand size. Like the main important thing now is to just, I think we even get rid of this mint and just keep this like cycle of supplies and collections going. Now this is 10 cards. We had 2 down there, so now we have 16. If we just demand stockpiles without discarding from exile, we'll essentially have the same hand and find all of these collections again. And unless AI pulls off some deep magic, we should be able to just win this on the next turn. So I prefer going for demanding stockpiles over Paddock here, because Paddock's draw would take a while to take effect. And we really just, at this point, just want to end the game. We're already at 53 victory points, and yeah, we're well in control of this game at this point. Now we get these stockpiles out of there. We have lots of money, and this is more than enough to end the game, so we can even discard this and buy one more Goatherd. Now, I would say this was a successful run. We ended up at 85 victory points after just 12 turns. Super powerful. Yeah, we didn't pollute our deck all too much, so we had this nice supply chain going, and also got the good hand on collections, whereas for AI, things seem to have been going on in a sort of rough way, as AI, wait, let's see, needed to do this mint on, let's see, okay, here it played the mint, it bought the mint here. Yeah, on this hand, gaining a mint, trashing your collection is rather bad. I mean, mint is a card you really want in this deck, but maybe not at that cost, although situationally might make sense. I liked our second bounty hunter play. I liked generally how we maneuvered this, but now let me show you how AI smoked me earlier in the other playthrough. So here you can see it layered on top. You can't see my face anymore, but yeah, it was just insane. In 11 turns, it racked up 42 victory points. Like, this is comparable to what we achieved, but of course here it just contested the supplies and the collections much more. And then with the same strategy as we did in the end, it just got the stockpiles down to 0 while not lacking any draw, and there was not really much I could do there. Yeah, this sort of kingdom where the splits matter, the early game matters a lot, and if you have the 5-2 here, and then if you can pair up the mint with the supplies early on, you might just be zooming. Even though I think in this playthrough everything went pretty well as well. Okay, now that's been 13 minutes. That's super short, especially given how much time it felt like I spent on the early card explanations, but maybe I wasn't at my best at commenting what I actually did because it's kind of late. But yeah, anyways, that wraps up this video, and I will try to catch you in the next one, and whenever that may be. Until then, goodbye.